Hey guys, how is it going? And welcome back to Cloud Engineering Project. In today's episode of Cloud Engineering Project, I will be showing you the step-by-step approach to learn the cloud in 2025. A lot of people have reached out to me to ask a lot of different questions about the cloud. And the question that keeps repeating is how to learn the cloud without wasting economic hours. So having spent some good amount of years in the cloud, and also in technology as a software engineer, here are how I will approach learning the cloud should I want to start from scratch. First, I will find a mentor. Before I start consuming all those technical cloud information, I will find somebody who is already in the cloud space. Somebody who is a cloud engineer, a solution architect, a cloud administrator, or something around that line of work. Basically, what I'm trying to achieve here is to stand on the shoulder of giants, then leverage on their experience and knowledge for navigation. So after identifying this person, then I will talk to the person about my interest, my goal, my aspiration, and then ask the person the best way to approach my cloud journey. Again, my interest is to stand on the shoulder of giants, to leverage on their understanding, on their experience, and their own failure. Okay? So, having done that, the second thing that I will do is that I will choose the cloud provider that this mentor is dominantly using. Every cloud person has their own preferred cloud provider that they really fancy. Okay? In my case, it is Azure. Some other cloud engineers may fancy AWS, while others prefer GCP. It does not really matter, to be honest. The most important thing is the knowledge, right? And whatever cloud provider you choose, the knowledge is literally the same. So the reason for choosing the cloud provider that your mentor prefer is so that you get the support you need without too much hassle. Remember that you are relying on somebody's knowledge and expertise here. So whatever your challenge is, or whatever challenge you are likely to face in your cloud journey, there's a high chance that your mentor has experienced it before. This way, you are most likely going to get the answer to your problem almost immediately. Something very clever, right? So the third thing that I would do is that I will learn the fundamental of the cloud provider of my chosen mentor. Say, for example, my mentor is using Azure dominantly, right? Then I will start with the fundamentals of Azure. Again, it does not really matter which cloud provider you choose to learn. What matters the most here is your growth and the available support you can easily get. So after that, after learning the fundamental, the fourth thing that I will do is to have my own personal notes while learning the fundamentals of the cloud. It is very important for you to have your own personal notes where you will be jotting every new thing you come across while learning the fundamentals, right? This is a very important thing to do because you are building your own mini cloud library. And another reason this is so important is because of information overload. I promise you, there are quite a lot of things happening in the cloud, quite a lot of different things to learn in your cloud journey. And you might start to feel overwhelmed by the volume of information. And as such, you might tend to forget some things. So if you have your own notes, whenever you forget how to do something, you can easily open your notes and fetch the information in seconds, right? This is also a good practice because it trains you on how to write documentation. And really, in today's cloud world, companies are really interested in people who can write clearly documented documentations, right? You can write something that even a non-technical person can read and understand. This is a very important thing to do at the very early stage of learning the cloud. The number 5 thing that I would do while learning the fundamental of the cloud that I've chosen, and after learning the architecture of the cloud and maybe the authentication and authorization, is that I will use the pricing calculator to help me understand how services are grouped in the cloud. For example, if I'm learning Azure, then I will use the Azure pricing calculator to understand how services within Azure are grouped. I can tell you this for free. There are quite a lot of different services in the cloud. A whole lot of services that if care is not taken, you will not understand how they are grouped. And one simple hack is that you can use the pricing calculator to do this. Although the pricing calculator is originally designed to help you plan your budget, but it is also very good in understanding how services are grouped together in Azure. And let me quickly show you this. So if I go on to Google and then type Azure pricing calculator here, the Azure pricing calculator is free for everybody to use. So this is the Azure pricing calculator. And as you can see here, right on the left pane, right, you can see that services in Azure are grouped into different groups, right? So if I click on this compute, you will see that I have quite a lot of different services under compute. If I click on networking, you can see them here: storage, web, mobile, containers, okay? Quite a lot of different services, right? And this is how they are grouped. So using the pricing calculator to see at a very high level different services that are happening in the cloud is really, really important for you when you are starting to learn the cloud. And as you have also seen, the cloud is such a busy environment, and without understanding the architecture and services grouping, you could literally find yourself working with the services 100% of the time. So the next step will be that after knowing how services are grouped, obviously you now have a fair understanding of different services that are all available for you in the cloud. Then you should check the internet or use ChatGPT to know the 5 most popular services in each group of services, right? So when you know these 5, then you are closer to becoming a master of the cloud. So I'll quickly show you what I mean by this. If I open up ChatGPT, let me open a new incognito, then I will do ChatGPT, and then I will say, hey buddy, please give me the 5 most popular services under Azure Compute. Then you can see here that the 5 most popular services under Azure Compute are Azure Virtual Machines, Azure App Service, Azure Kubernetes Services, Azure Functions, and Azure Batch, right? So if I come back to the pricing calculator, and then I click on Azure Compute, you will see all of these things here: Azure Virtual Machines, Azure Kubernetes Services, Azure Functions, Azure Batch. What is the next one? Azure App Service, right? So now you know that you are only going to be learning the 5 most popular services under Azure Compute. And this is the best way that you can quickly take advantage of the Azure pricing calculator to know the most popular services that you want to get started with. Okay, then you can do the same thing for the networking, the storage, web, containers, and a lot of other services grouping in Azure, right? So after you've done that, then the next step is understanding of each of these services. Understanding of these services is quite key. You try to understand how to create each of these services, how they work, how to configure them, what they do, and what other services they work best with, and the problem they are best used for in real world. Please note here that I said the problem they are best used for in real world. The reason for this is that there are a lot of different services in the cloud that can do the same thing. For example, if you want to host your application in the cloud, there are a lot of hosting services you could use. And each of these services has their best use scenario and need. So it is important to know the best use situation or the best use scenario or the best use need for each service. So whenever you see 2 or more services that are doing similar thing, you want to spend time to understand which situation best suits which service. So this way, you'll be able to have a robust understanding about the differences between each services in the cloud. And you also be in the best position to use the best service for the appropriate job, right? So after you've done this, the next thing is that you should get your hands really, really dirty with practical. to have hands-on experience of how to create these services, how to configure them, and how to make them work with other technologies. This is very similar to the previous step, which is understanding. But in the previous step, you are still more or less doing something related to theory. Here, it is purely practical. Everything you are doing, you are trying to get something to work. You are configuring something. You are solving problem. You are troubleshooting something, and that is the area where this YouTube channel can come in to help you the most, because everything we do here is just hands-on experience, getting your hands dirty. After doing that, the ninth thing is that you should now choose a specialization. Now, choosing a specialization is what will guide you to knowing the kind of tools to learn, right? Your specialization could be system administration, cloud engineering, DevOps engineering, site reliability engineering, or anyone that you fancy among the large pool of career paths that are available for you in the cloud. So when you get to this stage, my encouragement is also that you don't do it alone. I strongly advise that you check back with your mentor for some pieces of advice. So you should also communicate your interests and seek the recommendation of your mentor. This is also going to help you avoid wasting economic hours, because you don't just want to go online and be doing some research all by yourself. You could do if you want, but relying on the shoulder of giants is something that is going to help you accelerate your journey while learning the cloud. Imagine the information that you can get from your mentor in maybe 5 minutes. You might spend 5 hours getting the same level or the same amount of information on the internet. The way the internet is designed is that information are scattered all around the internet, and it can become quickly complicated for you to piece all this little information all together. But thanks to AI now, you could, in fact, quickly use ChatGPT to help you navigate with the best specialization for your own interest. And then the last but not the least is that whatever tools your mentor or ChatGPT or the internet has asked you to learn, then you should start with learning the fundamentals. Fundamentals is very, very essential in the cloud, because without a robust understanding of the fundamental, you will find yourself struggling almost 100% of the time to implement things, to know how things work, to know how you can configure them. Your fundamental knowledge is very, very essential when you're starting to learn the cloud, because there are quite a lot of things happening in the cloud, and you cannot joke with the understanding of fundamentals. So that is it, guys. If I am to start learning the cloud again in 2025, this is how I will approach my cloud journey. And I do hope that you find this really useful. If you do, please give me a thumbs up, like this video, turn up the notification feature so that you'll be among the first people that will get notified when I release videos like this.